Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Westerns and a finale today. The Westerns will be, of course, William Conrad as Marshal Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke, Frontier Town starring Reed Hadley, Have Gun Will Travel starring John Dehner, and the finale, the final Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny. At the time it was done, they didn't know it was going to be the last show. And the central figure of the show is somebody who would eventually be married to another cast member on the show. We'll tell you all those stories coming up in just a moment on this Friday, 22nd day of May, 142nd day of the year, 223 days remaining in 2026. The first life insurance policy in the U.S. issued in Philadelphia on this date in 1761. In 1849, Abraham Lincoln received patent number 6469 for his floating dry dock. An earthquake near Jing'in, China, measured 8.3 on this date in 1927 and claimed about 200,000 victims. On this date in 1947, Harry S. Truman's doctrine brought aid to Greece and Turkey to combat the spread of communism.
I therefore ask the Congress to provide authority for assistance to Greece and Turkey in the amount of $400 million for the period ending June 30th, 1948. The seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife. They reach their full growth when the hope of a people for a better life has died. We must keep that hope alive. The free peoples of the world look to us for support in maintaining their freedoms. If we falter in our leadership, we may endanger the peace of the world, and we shall surely endanger the welfare of this nation.
Congress approved $400 million in military and economic aid to Greece and Turkey. Increased American aid helped defeat the Greek Communist Party after interim defeats for government forces from 1946 to 1948. That $400 million would be almost $6 billion today. President Johnson announced on this date in 1964 his goals of his Great Society social reforms to bring an end to poverty and racial injustice in America.
We have the opportunity to move not only toward the rich society and the powerful society, but upward to the Great Society. The Great Society rests on abundance and liberty for all. It demands an end to poverty and racial injustice, to which we're totally committed in our time.
Johnson would win a decisive victory over his arch-conservative Republican opponent Barry Goldwater of Arizona. American liberalism was at high tide under President Johnson. In 1972, President Nixon arrived in Moscow, becoming the first U.S. president to visit the Soviet Union. Ceylon became Sri Lanka on this date in 1972, and in 1977, Janet Guthrie became the first woman to qualify for the Indianapolis 500.
I'd like to thank my folks for bringing me up, not to think that women can't do this and that because they're women. I'd like to thank all the many, many good people who have given me so much help all these years, because no racing driver ever does it alone.
Guthrie's average speed of 188.403 miles an hour qualified her, but due to engine problems, she would finish 29th. The next year, she would finish 9th. Guthrie also competed in NASCAR, finishing 15th in the 1975 World 600, well, it's now the Coca-Cola 600, and 12th in the 1977 Daytona 500, when her car blew 2 cylinders with 10 laps to go. It was on this date in 1980 President Carter visited the area of the Mount St. Helens volcanic eruption and was, as many others had been, stunned by the devastation.
I've never seen or heard of anything like this before. Somebody said it looked like a moonscape, but the moon looks like a golf course compared to what's up there. And it is a horrible looking sight. The mountains are just completely devastated. You can't see where the ground even was formerly.
Approximately 57 people killed directly, including innkeeper Harry R. Truman, photographer Reed Blackburn, and geologist David A. Johnson. Hundreds of square miles reduced to wasteland, causing over $1 billion in damage, over $3.6 billion today. Thousands of game animals were killed, and Mount St. Helens left with a crater on its north side. It was on this date in 1992, late night left us forever, as Johnny Carson hosted the final episode of his Tonight Show.
It has been an honor and a privilege to come into your homes all these years and entertain you. And I hope when I find something that I want to do and I think you will like and come back, that you'll be as gracious inviting me into your home as you have been. I bid you a very heartfelt good night.
Carson legitimately retired. He did. He made a couple of appearances on the David Letterman show, including one hilarious thing where it started out in bringing in the top 10 this week is Johnny Carson. Well, Larry Bud Bellman came out, made it was a joke, and then it turned out Letterman says, this isn't the right list. Can you bring out the right list? And then Carson comes out. And a standing ovation for a walk-on. Johnny had that cachet that a lot of performers don't have today. Johnny Carson, a legend. He passed away in, and I've got to look it up here because I didn't put it on the main script. Carson passed away in 2005 at the age of 79. And in 2002, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, 12th on TV Guide's 50 Greatest TV Shows of All Time. And when you consider how many shows he did and how many bombs they had during the years, because they weren't all gems. But in 2013, it was ranked number 22 on TV Guide's list of 60 best series. Moving on. Civil rights movement. In 2002, a jury in Birmingham, Alabama convicted former Ku Klux Klan member Bobby Frank Cherry of the 1963 murder of 4 girls in the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing, which was absolutely horrific. UN Security Council in 2003 approved a resolution lifting the economic sanctions against Iraq and supporting the U.S.-led administration in Iraq. 2004, the U.S. town of Hallam, Nebraska, wiped out by a powerful F4 tornado that was 2.5 miles wide. It killed 1 local resident. The town rebuilt, and 268 people still call Hallam their home. People in the nation's breadbasket are of a hardy breed. Speaking of tornadoes, in 2011, and I remember this very well, an EF5 tornado struck Joplin, Missouri, killing 158 people, wreaking $2.8 billion in damages, almost $4 billion today.
1 minute it was just barely sprinkling, and next minute, boy, just the whole world just upside down.
One of the survivors of that deadly tornado. And dare I say and remind people, internet services went down. Television, people couldn't watch television because homes were damaged. But radio kept on. And the Zimmers did a wonderful job in Joplin of keeping people informed. 22 people killed at an Ariana Grande concert on this date in the 2017 Manchester arena bombing. This woman survived.
People shrieking, running, screaming, jumping over balconies.
The bombing carried out by 2 Islamic extremists. On that same date in 2017, President Trump visited the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem and became the first sitting president of the U.S. to visit the Western Wall. Among those passing away on this date in history, Joan Davis. We've heard a lot of her, the Joan Davis Show, and a number of things on old-time radio. Perhaps her biggest success was on television, I Married Joan. She passed away on this date in 1961 of a heart attack at 53. Her passing and the issues surrounding the family delayed that show from entering syndications. Its popularity was greater than it was in its first run. Joan Davis portrayed Joan, and her husband, the incomparable Jim Backus. The show is very lightly remembered today, but if you enjoy some wonderful humor, watch I Married Joan on YouTube. You'll find it there. Martin Gable passed away on this date in 1986, the husband of Arlene Francis, and the VE Day on a note of triumph is something that we remember to this day. Boxer Rocky Graziano died at this date in 1990 of heart failure. He was 71. And the man behind the voice of Tony the Tiger and sang "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch," whose voice I could never get down to, Thurl Ravenscroft, died on this date in 2005 at the age of 91. Let's look at some birthdays today, a little more optimistic, of people who are no longer with us, and they include Johnny Olson.
Come on down! You are the first 4 contestants on The Price is Right. And now, here's the star of The Price is Right, Bob Barker.
Most of us at home only knew Johnny Olson as an announcer. But he was a wonderful humorist, a wonderful comedian, particularly for television and radio show warm-ups. He the person to give him the best ravings was one John Daly, John Charles Daly from What's My Line. And he said Johnny Olson is the best warm-up man in broadcasting. And he was. And we miss him very much. Also born on this date, of people who are no longer with us include Harry Ritz of the Ritz Brothers. You remember seeing the Ritz Brothers in Silent Movie. Also Sir Laurence Olivier. Also Quinn Martin, who went for years and years and had a show in the top 10 for I think it was over almost 2 decades. His Quinn Martin Productions had top 10 television shows for at least a couple of decades. Oil magnate and entrepreneur T. Boone Pickens, Susan Strasberg, Michael Saracen, Kenny Ball, rocker, and took a song about Moscow and made it rock.
1962.
A cover of the Sirius Moscow Nights. And I use a cover of Moscow Nights, not Kenny Ball's, but one done by, believe it or not, the Radio Moscow people, on my local radio show, because it's a good song. But it reminds us, don't get too, this was a cover of that, Midnight in Moscow. And it did very well on the pop music charts, believe it or not. Also, born on this date in history of those who are no longer with us, apart from Kenny Ball, TV Guide's movie critic Judith Christ. From Room 222, Don't Drink the Water, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Michael Constantine. Retired news correspondent, CNN and CBS, Bernard Shaw. And another great instrumentalist, conductor, composer, pianist, Peter Nero, born on this date.
1971.
Michel Legrand wrote it. Peter Nero did it. The theme from A Summer of 42. I had that album for years. I still love the music. Peter Nero. We lost him 3 years ago at the age of 89 and still did so much wonderful music. All those people born on this date in history, they have all left the building.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
His best-known work was in Goodbye Columbus. Goodbye Columbus? Yes, Goodbye Columbus. And he did a one-season television show, He and She, with his wife, Paula Prentice. Richard Benjamin and Paula Prentice have been married since 1961. And for a Hollywood marriage, that is just amazing in and of itself. And he was Emmy nominated for his performance there during that single season show. He's won Golden Globes. And Richard Benjamin still with us at 88 years old. Lyricist Bernie Taupin, who wrote for years with Elton John, he's 76 today. Morrissey, the rocker, is 67.
As I live and breathe, you have killed me, you have killed me. Yes, I walk around somehow, but you have killed me, you have killed me.
His work with the Smiths and his solo work, Stephen Patrick Morrissey, better known as Morrissey. He is 67 today. Oh, Naomi Campbell from Cool as Ice and Unzipped and The Model. Naomi Campbell, 54. The daughter of Clint Eastwood, Allison Eastwood, who also has a picture role behind her by Tightrope, 54 today. She was Snow White in ABC's Once Upon a Time. Jennifer Goodwin turns 48 today.
You taught me how to have faith. You are the one who taught me that hope is a choice.
Jennifer Goodwin is 48 today. From Nikita, Divergent, and her best role, I thought, Designated Survivor, and some people will fight me on that, but I love Designated Survivor. I thought it was a good ensemble cast show, and Maggie Q, celebrating her birthday today, she is 47. And mostly retired wrestler, although wrestlers never really retire. Bryan Danielson, who's gone through so many back and neck surgeries and all of that, he is 45 years old today and enjoying life in All Elite Wrestling. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 22nd day of May as their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday,
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
There were lots of foods that gave me grief. They really did. There are foods that give everybody grief these days, and your digestive system doesn't always know how to cope. There is Professor Bea's Digestive Aid that will help you. An all-natural blend of pure honey and historic aphtheria for gentle digestive support. If you suffer from acid reflux, if you suffer from throat issues, other issues, all I can ask you to do, if you enjoyed this show, if you're glad that we brought it back for these 3 years that we came back, a lot of you I didn't think would be back once we retired in June of 23, when we left USA Radio and when we left independent syndication and brought it back as a podcast. I didn't think it would go another 3 years, but here we are. If you enjoy what we do and want to see us keep going, go check out Professor Bea's Digestive Aid. Where do you find it? Link in the show notes is profbees.com, also at classicradio.stream. profbees.com, profbees.com. Look it over, see if you think. I'm not asking you to buy it just on my say-so. I'm asking you to check it out. And if it turns out that you like what you see and you decide to purchase, just use my promo code, because it benefits both. It benefits you and me, because it supports the podcast if you make a purchase, but you have to use my promo code, which is Wyatt, W-Y-A-T-T. If you use that promo code, you save 10%. And it also, a portion of your sale price comes to us. How can you go wrong going natural? Let Professor Bea's Digestive Aid be your natural ally. Pure honey, Roman revered aphtheria, gentle digestive comfort. profbees.com, promo code Wyatt. When Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues in just a moment, Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, and Monopoly.
Ladies and gentlemen, last year's traffic death toll was 37,500, a 7% increase over 1950. The National Safety Council believes that the best way to promote safety on the road is for each of us to know and obey traffic laws, to read and heed traffic signs. So be careful. The life you save may be your own.
Now on this Friday Classic Radio Theater, we go back 72 years, May 22nd, 1954. William Conrad as Marshal Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America. The story of a man who moved with it. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
Good morning, Chester.
Morning, Mr. Dillon.
Is the prisoner awake yet?
Yes, sir, he's awake, but he's sort of wishing he wasn't.
No?
Not after last night. I never saw Bob Adams that drunk before. I gave him some coffee a little while ago, and you know what, Mr. Dillon? He wouldn't drink it before he poured about a spoonful of tobacco in it.
That's Mule Skinner style, Chester.
My.
Bring him out here, huh?
Yes, sir. Come on out into the sun, Adams. It's time to own up to your dark and evil ways.
Well, I sure must have been drunk if I let you throw me in jail, Chester.
I didn't throw you in jail. He did. But I could have.
Well, howdy, Marshal Dillon. I thought you was out of town.
Well, I got back late last night, Adams. Just in time to stop you from blowing the roof off the Oliver again.
Oh, well, I don't even remember. Oh.
There's your gun.
You turning me loose?
You didn't commit any crimes. You were just getting worked up to some.
Oh, well, thanks for stopping me, Marshal. I guess I was a little wild. Too much to celebrate, that's what.
Oh, what were you celebrating anyway?
Well, selling out.
Selling out?
Yeah.
You mean you sold your freight business?
Both wagons and all my mules, the whole caboodle. Yes, sir, I sold out just like everybody else.
What?
It happened while you was away, Mr. Dillon. Every freighter in town has sold his outfit to a man called Ivy from St. Louis.
We all got a good price for him, too. More than he was worth.
Well, what's this Ivy going into the freighting business so heavy for?
Says he wants to invest all his money in one business, not scattered around.
Well, what are you and the other men going to do now that he's bought you out?
Oh, we'll blow our money for a while and then probably go to work for Ivy. You know how it is.
Only man who hasn't sold out is Joe Trimble. And that's just because he won't get back to town till today sometime.
There's nothing wrong with Ivy, Marshal. He's as nice a fellow as you ever met.
But I don't much like that man he has following him around all the time.
Cam Spiegel. No, I don't like him neither.
Did you say Cam Spiegel?
That's right.
Where are they staying?
At the Dodge House? Why, Marshal, what's wrong?
I don't know, Adams. But if this Ivy has Cam Spiegel with him, there's plenty wrong. Your name, Ivy?
Oh, yes, it is. What can I do for you?
I'm Matt Dillon, Ivy. I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, you're the U.S. Marshal here.
That's right.
Well, come in, Marshal, come in. I've been wanting to meet you. Well, Marshal, Dodge acquired a new citizen while you were away.
Yeah.
I've set myself up in the freighting business. And as soon as I buy out Joe Trimble, I'll start running it.
Well, that's fine, Ivy. But there isn't much money in freighting. None of these men you bought out are exactly rich.
It's like any other business, Marshal. It depends on how it's run.
Ah. You've had a lot of experience hauling freight, huh?
None at all, but I hope to learn. Of course, I'll just manage the business, you understand?
Uh-huh. Ivy, I'm curious about two things.
Tell you anything you want to know, Marshal. I realize my methods are a little unusual.
Like paying these men more than their outfits are worth?
Oh, I did that just to be sure nobody could say I'm unfair. And also because I don't want to be bothered with any competition once I get started. What was the other question, Marshal?
Cam Spiegel.
Cam. Yeah. Oh, well, he works for me.
Most businessmen don't need a man like Cam around.
Well, I agree, Marshal. But you see, I brought a lot of money with me from St. Louis, and I hired Cam for protection, you might say. Oh, here he is now. Cam, this is Marshal Dillon.
Really is, ain't it?
Oh, you know him?
Me and the Marshal have known each other a long time, Ivy. Fact is, he run me out of Amarillo once. Ain't that right, Marshal?
You give me the same reasons and I'll run you out of Dodge, Cam.
Maybe I don't run so easy as I did then.
Oh, come now, gentlemen. I'm sure there won't be any trouble. Marshal, Cam's hired as my bodyguard. And if he goes beyond that, I'll fire him.
Might be too late by then, Ivy. But he can stay around. Both of you can. Till I find out what you're up to.
Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, what is it, Chester?
Joe Trimble just pulled into town. He's with his wagons outside here. He'd like to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Hello, Trimble.
Marshal,
I couldn't leave my mules out here. I'd have come inside.
Oh, that's all right. What's the trouble?
Nothing with me, but Jim Honecker down at the Sand Creek stage station said to tell you there's been too much engine sign around for comfort the last few days.
He wants me to pass the word on to the Army, huh?
Yeah.
Chester, will you ride out to Fort Dodge and tell Major Honeyman?
Yes, sir. I'll get started right away. I didn't see no engine sign, Marshal. I think Jim's getting a mite spooky living out there alone so much.
I thought he had someone with him now.
Fella couldn't stand it. He run off.
Oh, hello, Marshal. Oh, Chester told me this is Joe Trimble.
It is.
Well, Trimble, I've been waiting for you. My name's Ivy.
How do you do?
And this is Cam Spiegel.
How do you do?
Oh?
Trimble, I understand you own 3 freight wagons and a dozen mules.
That's right.
Well, I've bought out every other freighter in Dodge, and I'm prepared to give you $1,000 in cash for your outfit.
Is that true?
Ask the marshal here. Yeah, they've all sold, Trimble. He's offered them too much money to resist, I guess.
Well, I ain't selling. I've been freighting over that trail for 10 years, and I ain't quitting now.
All right, I'll give you $1,500, Trimble.
I don't understand you, Ivy. You bought out everybody else. What do you need my outfit for? Ain't you got enough now?
Yeah, it's my way of doing business, Trimble. You accept the offer?
Ivy, I got a little house at the edge of town. My wife's waiting for me there right now. Ain't much, but I built it out of the money I made hauling goods up and down the trail. Maybe someday I'll build me a better one. If I sell out to you, I won't have nothing after a year or so, and I ain't going to do it.
Well, perhaps this has been too sudden for you, Trimble. Why don't you think it over first and then let me know?
I'm letting you know right now.
You're kind of stubborn, ain't you, Mule Skinner?
That's right, I am.
That's enough, Cam. Well, you're the only competition I'll have, Trimble, but I'm sure we'll get along fine.
There's plenty of business, Ivy.
Of course. But anyway, if you change your mind, you just let me know.
Sure.
Good day, gentlemen. Come along, Cam.
If Ivy ain't handy when you change your mind, Trimble, you can always let me know.
Now, what's he mean by that, Marshal?
I don't know, Trimble, but we'll find out soon enough. Chester, what are you doing? What is all this?
Curtains, Mr. Dillon.
Curtains? Well, what for?
Well, sir, a girl I know got some new ones, and she gave me these, and I thought nailing them up would make this place a little more inviting, if you know what I mean.
A jail inviting?
Oh, well, Mr. Dillon, I don't aim to hang none in the
I
cell.
don't aim for you to hang them anywhere. Now pull them down and throw them out.
Yes, sir. But that little girl's sure going to be mighty disappointed.
She threw them out herself, didn't she? Thrilled.
Marshal? Oh, hello, Chester. Hello, Trimble. You want to buy some...
Chester.
Marshal, you know what that man Ivy's done now?
What, Trimble?
Well, you remember yesterday how he tried to buy me out, and I couldn't understand why he needed every last freight outfit in Dodge?
You know now, huh?
I sure do. Marshal, just this morning, Ivy's doubled the usual prices for freighting.
Doubled?
That's what he did. Every merchant in town's hopping mad about it, too. They all come to me and want me to do all their freighting, but of course I can't. Not with only 3 wagons.
Yeah. So that's Ivy's way of running a business right.
He come to see me, too.
Well, what do you want?
He said if I doubled my prices, too, then everything would be fine. But if I didn't, it'd be unfair competition for him.
You gonna do it?
Of course I ain't. I'm an honest man, Marshal.
Then you're in trouble. Bad trouble.
What for?
When are you making your next trip, Trimble?
Oh, we're getting loaded now. I'm leaving for Sand Creek in the morning.
I think I'll kind of ride along with you, Trimble. But don't say anything to anybody about it, huh?
Oh.
Oh, it's that other fella, ain't it? That Cam Spiegel.
That's what Ivy hired him for, Trimble, in case he ran into somebody stubborn. Like you.
We will return for the second act of Gunsmoke in just a moment. But first, tomorrow night, CBS Radio's Gene Autry saves a father from a lifetime of regret when the parent launches a campaign to make his son prove himself a he-man. Riding an outlaw bronco is part of the curriculum that worries Gene so much. Don't miss the Western adventures and Western songs of CBS Radio's Gene Autry Show tomorrow evening on most of these stations. Now the second act of Gunsmoke.
It wouldn't be much trouble to hide out with a rifle somewhere along the trail and shoot a teamster off his wagon. And since it was so easy, I figured that was how Ivy would tell Cam Spiegel to get Trimble out of the way. So I took my horse and went along on the trip to Sand Creek. As it turned out, I might as well have stayed in Dodge. In fact, it would have been better if I had. We made Sand Creek all right, and a few days later, early one morning, we were almost back to Dodge when we saw Chester riding out of town to meet us.
He's riding like a big wind, Marshal.
Any time his horse isn't walking slow, Chester's in a real hurry, Trimble.
Chester ain't exactly all Injun, is he?
No. But he can surprise you sometime.
I know. I've seen him. Well, let's pull up here. Oh, there. Oh. I was hoping I'd find you close by.
Is there anything wrong, Chester?
Yes, sir, there sure is. We had a fire in Dodge early this morning.
What?
Fire? Where? What burned?
Trimble, I sure do hate to tell you, but it was your house.
Was it bad, Chester?
Plumb to the ground.
My wife.
Oh, Doc's out there with her now. She was still alive when I left.
Oh.
Give Trimble your horse, Chester. You can drive the wagon on in from here.
Yes, sir. That's why I come to meet you. Here, Trimble.
Thank you, Chester.
Any idea how it happened, Chester?
No, sir. Nobody has.
All right, we'll see you in Dodge. Let's go, Trimble.
Doc? Is that her, Doc?
I just now covered her up, Trimble.
She's dead.
I did everything I could.
Sure. Sure, of course you did, Doc.
I don't know how she lived as long as she did. They weren't able to get her out soon enough, Trimble, but she was so far gone when they did. Well, she didn't suffer much. You can be sure of that.
She must have been awful scared, though.
Now, you leave her to me now, Trimble. I'll take care of her and let you know when you can come and get her.
She was asleep when it happened, or she'd have had no trouble getting out.
Yeah, she was asleep, yeah.
And how'd the fire get started? She couldn't have spilled nothing.
Well, I don't know, Trimble. Nobody does.
Doc, who saw the fire first?
Oh, some cowboy, Matt. They say he rounded up a few men from out of the oasis, but there was nothing they could do. He didn't know there was anybody inside the house.
Trimble.
You out here too, Ivy?
I came as soon as I heard about it. In fact, I was at the Oasis when that rider reported it. The other men can tell you.
Okay, what do I care?
You have my deepest sympathy, Trimble. Now, if there's anything I can do...
No, nothing.
You can do something for me, Ivy.
For you, Marshal?
Yeah. Where's Cam?
Why, he's right over there.
Call him.
Well, all right. Oh, Cam. Cam.
want, Ivy?
Nothing, but Marshal Dillon seems to.
He does, huh?
Where were you when you heard about the fire, Cam?
I was in bed, Marshal.
Who woke you up?
Nobody. I heard people shouting. I got up.
Anybody see you?
I don't know. Why should they?
Ivy.
Yes, Marshal.
You still want to buy Trimble's outfit? He might sell. No.
Why, of course I do. But I'll only give you $1,000, Trimble. You've waited too long.
I didn't say I'd sell you nothing. What makes you think I would?
Wait a minute, Trimble. Ivy, you got a good alibi. I'm sure of that. I won't even bother to check on it. But you don't seem to have one, Cam.
Now, wait a minute, Marshal. You're going too far if you're suggesting that either one of us had anything to do with this. I won't stand...
Shut up, Ivy. Now, how about it, Cam?
You know you don't scare me none, Marshal.
I can't prove you had anything to do with this, Cam.
No, you can't.
But you'll have to prove you didn't. And you'll have to prove it by someone reliable. I'll give you till noon.
What happens at noon, Marshal?
You leave town.
Oh, now, aren't you being a little high-handed, Marshal
Call it
Dillon?
what you want, Ivy. But he still has till noon.
Matt?
Yeah, what is it, Kitty?
Matt, look at this.
What? $300.
Uh-huh.
What's this for?
I want you to take it and give it to Cam Spiegel.
Cam?
I got it from him. Along with a hint that if I didn't take it, I'd end up in a ditch with a bullet in my head.
Oh. You were supposed to be with Cam last night, is that it?
That's it. And the idea is that if I alibi for him, you'd believe it.
Oh, Cam's right, Kitty. I would.
It's up to you how you get the money back to him, Matt. But couldn't you stuff it into a shotgun and give it to him that way?
I've often said it's a good thing you're not a man, Kitty.
If I were, I probably wouldn't be any better than the rest of you.
Well, it's almost noon.
Matt,
Yeah.
I'll buy you a drink after.
How can you? You just threw away $300.
Matt.
Mr. Dillon?
Did you see it, Chester?
Right in the Longhorn there. Trimble come in, tried to shoot Cam Spiegel, and Cam killed him. Trimble drew first, Mr. Dillon, but he just wasn't fast enough.
Get out of the way, Chester.
Yes, sir.
Tried to kill me, Marshal. For self-defense, he drew first.
Cam, I've changed my mind about your leaving town.
What?
You're going to jail instead.
Jail? Everybody here's a witness to this, Marshal.
I'm talking about Trimble's wife. I haven't got enough evidence to hang you, but you'll spend a long time in prison. Now turn around while I take your guns.
Told you before, Marshal, I don't scare so easy as I once did.
You're under arrest, Cam.
No. Not yet, I ain't.
All right, quiet, everybody. I said quiet, everybody. Ivy, come over here.
That was mighty fast, Marshal. But he had it coming. He shouldn't have tried to draw on you.
Trimble's dead, too, Ivy.
Trimble tried to kill him, Marshal. You know that.
I guess Trimble figured he had a pretty good reason.
That may be. But you can't prove I had anything to do with it.
If I could, I'd throw you in jail. But I'm not even going to run you out of town. Okay?
Certainly no reason to. I'll see you later, Marshal.
Just a minute, Ivy. Here. Here's $300 Cam gave to Kitty to alibi for him. Somehow she didn't want to do it.
I don't know anything about it. Why, give it to me.
Take it, Ivy. It was your money in the first place. Cam was just working for you.
I won't stand for this, Marshal. You've no right.
You know, the Trumbles were pretty well liked around here, Ivy. You just might get out of town alive. If you hurry.
Gunsmoke, transcribed under the direction of Norman MacDonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for Gunsmoke by John Meston, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Featured in the cast were Joseph Kearns, Herb Ellis, Vic Perrin, and Jack Crucian. Harley Bear is Chester, Howard McNear is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. Gunsmoke has been selected by the Armed Forces Radio Service to be heard by our troops overseas. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke. Dear listener, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, puts his signature on an action-packed mystery thriller every Tuesday evening on CBS Radio over most of these same stations. Hear Hollywood star John Lund as Johnny Dollar, the man with the action-packed expense account. He's a freelance investigator. His territory takes in the four corners of the globe. This thriller's a hit show that will keep you on the edge of your chair every single second. Tuesday night, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is waiting just for you. George Walsh speaking. Lionel Barrymore's Radio Hall of Fame, his great Sunday night drama on the CBS Radio Network.
Joseph Kearns was quite the radio actor, and in fact, he made it into television. Did you know that the guy who you heard there is the mastermind of everything? The businessman. He actually had a number of comedy roles. He was Ed down in Jack Benny's basement. And he also was in Dennis the Menace. He was Mr. Wilson, the first Mr. Wilson. The second Mr. Wilson, you probably know well, Gale Gordon, who played, after Joseph Kearns died, he played Wilson's, I believe it was, brother in that program. Gunsmoke, 72 years ago, May 22nd, 1954. The character actors are what made radio so special. They really did. Up next, Reed Hadley as Chad Remington, keeping an eye on things in Frontier Town.
This is Debbie Reynolds. If you've been wondering what you can do to fight communism personally from your own home, there is something you can do. Support Radio Free Europe, the station built and financed by the contributions of the American public to the crusade for freedom. Radio Free Europe is one Cold War operation the communists fear and attack constantly. Support Radio Free Europe. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
Now Reed Hadley as Chad Remington in Frontier Town, 73 years ago, May 22nd, 1953, The Chase.
Frontier Town, the saga of the Roaring West. Frontier Town. El Paso, Cheyenne, Calgary, Tombstone. Frontier Town. Here is the adventurous story of the early West, the tamed and the untamed, From the Pecos to Powder River, Dodge City to Poker Flat, these are the towns they fought to live in and lived to fight for. Teeming crucibles of pioneer freedom. Frontier Town!
Howdy, the name's Chad Remington. The hometown is Dos Rios. And the occupation? Well, some folks call me a frontier town lawyer. But between us, even though I do have a law office, the very nature of the frontier and the people who populate it makes my occupation troubleshooter, with the accent on both words. Want me to prove it? Well, let's take the case of a gent known as Cimarron Whitey. Now, there was a time when the mere mention of the name Cimarron Whitey would have spread terror throughout the frontier, because Whitey was one of the most daring desperados of his time. But today, well, to be factual, let's say 4 weeks ago, Cimarron Whitey was a sick old man, slowly dying in a cell in the Archuleta County Jail. In fact, Whitey's cellmate, Tex Cleaver, was sure the old man was dying as he watched him laboriously working over a crudely drawn map.
What's that you got there, Whitey? You've been working on that thing most all day.
Prison sawbones tells me I'll be cashing in my chips any time now, Tex. That part don't worry me none. But I once done a person, a woman, a dreadful injustice. And I'm hoping before I kick off I'll be able to straighten things out for her.
Oh? Well, you still ain't told me what those hen tracks are that you've drawn there, Whitey.
It's a map, Tex. A map that'll show where $80,000 is buried.
80,000? Did you say 80,000?
Yeah. It's the money I stole from a gambling place in a bonanza town right close to Stampede years ago. And I'm sending this map to the woman who was cashier of the place so she can return it to the folks it belongs to, if they're still alive.
Now, Whitey, you and me have shared this same cell for 3 years now, and I done a lot of things for you. Now, instead of sending this map to some old woman who probably ain't even alive, why don't you...
There ain't no use wasting your breath on no song and dance, Tex. No one's getting that map but Blanche McCarthy.
Why, you ungrateful old... Now we'll see who gets that map. And if I can get past that stupid turnkey, that 80,000 is gonna be all mine.
How did you get out, Tex? Last I heard of you, they give you 10 years.
Well, I'll tell you, Bat. I didn't like their grub, so I had my butler pack my bags, and I left their crummy old jail.
Oh, so you're on the dodge, huh?
Yeah.
Well, if it's all the same to you, Cleveland, I don't want you or your kind hanging around my place.
Now, wait a minute.
Nesbitt's right, Tex. We don't want the law trailing you here. What you've done is your business, but we ain't gonna get mixed up in it.
Now, will you Jaspers wait? Now, if you two will hide me out, I'll cut you in on something that'll put you on Easy Street for the rest of your lives.
I got an oil painting of you putting me on Easy Street.
You ever hear of Cimarron Whitey?
I ain't heard of him for years. Best I remember, he got sent away for sticking up a gambling joint and getting away with $80,000. Cimarron Whitey ain't got nothing to do with me. And I don't want you hanging around here.
Well, that's all right with me, Nesbitt. But I got a map Whitey drew showing where that 80,000 is cached.
I don't care if you... You what?
Yeah, that's why I busted out. I got the map, and I'm on my way to get the money.
Come on, Tex, let's go into my private office. There are too many people with long ears out here. And I want to hear your story about Cimarron Whitey.
Well, that's about the whole story, Nesbitt. Whitey drew the map, and I got it.
Yeah? Well, if you want Bat and me to hide you out, we want to see that map.
Nothing doing.
Don't be loco, Tex. We got to be sure you got that map.
Not on your tintype. You'll see that map after I see where you're going to hide me out.
That's what I thought. You ain't got no map. Bat, your friend here's nothing but an out-and-out liar.
You can't make me sore, Nesbitt. Not while I got this map. You can call me anything you want.
Why, you... Hold it, Bat. Maybe Tex is right.
Huh?
Why, you just...
He talks confident enough to convince me. If he's running a bluff, we'll find out soon enough.
I ain't bluffing.
Look, Tex, I got a room upstairs where I got a bed I stretch out on when I get tired and can't go home. You go up and stay there until we're ready to leave tonight. Then Bat and me'll hide you out of my place.
Good enough, Nesbitt.
Go on outside. There's a little staircase running upstairs right behind the bar. Bat and me'll be up later and wake you.
Fine. And I'm giving it to you straight. We'll all have enough money to be on Easy Street before the week's over.
You think he's got that map, Nesbitt?
I don't know, Bat. But you're going to find out.
Huh? I'm going to find out.
Cleaver's knocked out, dead for sleep. Once he gets upstairs and falls on that bed, he'll be snoring inside of 5 minutes.
Yeah, so?
So? You go up after him in a little while and see if he's got that map on him or not.
What if he wakes up, though?
Well, what if he wakes up? You're wearing a gun, ain't you?
I sure am wearing a gun, but I'm blamed if I'm using it on Tex Cleaver.
Oh? Well, I say you are.
And I say I'm not.
Last, you get upstairs and do as you're told.
Well, who do you think you are giving me orders?
I'll show you who I am mighty fast.
Why, you four-flushing bag of wind. Go on, go for your gun. You couldn't hit me.
Well, if there really is a map, Bat ain't gonna have no part of it. It's gonna be mine, and no one else's.
That map spelled trouble, and the trouble led right to my doorstep. Once the prison warden found out what happened, and knowing that Cimarron Whitey had only days at most to live, he arranged his parole. And needing help, Whitey dragged himself cross-country and up to my office just in time to interrupt a game of euchre I was playing with the ex-medicine man, Cherokee O'Bannon, to keep his mind off what he calls drinking liquor. Worn and weary, the man who had plagued the whole Cimarron country was barely able to gasp out his story.
You see, I was in love with Blanche McCarthy. When she turned me down, I got sore. So I held up the place where she worked as cashier.
But if she didn't own the place, how could that hurt her?
Everybody for miles around knew I was in love with her, Cherokee. So, naturally, they thought she was in on the robbery with me. I figured it'd ruin her life, and it did.
In other words, now that you've ruined her life, you've relented and you want to see that she has the map so that you can get the money back and prove that she had nothing to do with it.
That's about the size of a Remington.
Yeah, but that was 20 years ago. Why do all this now?
Because I didn't know until about a week ago that Blanche is still alive. Fella I knew in the old days wrote and told me he'd see her. She's living in an old nester's cabin up in the Rockies north of Stampede.
Well, everything would have been all right if Tex Cleaver hadn't slugged you and the guard and broken jail with a map.
That's the truth. I would have mailed the map to Blanche days ago.
Whitey, as a lawyer, there isn't anything I can do for you.
Do you mean that?
But as a man, I'm telling you that Cherokee and I are going to find Tex Cleaver's trail. And with your help, run him to earth before he gets his murdering hands on that $80,000.
It's all coming back to me, Chad. That's Stampede just over the rise of the next hill.
It's too blasted bad Cleaver got as many days head start as he did.
Well, knowing that every lawman in this part of the country will be looking for him, if he has the brains I give him credit for, he'll lay low for a spell.
Chad, those shots came from dead ahead of us.
Come on, Whitey, prod up that pony.
See, Chad? 2 men.
Yeah. One's been gunned down and the other's searching his clothes for something. Put that gun down, you bushwhacking. All right, if that's the way you want to play.
You dropped him, Chad.
Oh, look, he's getting up and hitting his horse. He's getting away.
Let him go for now. With that tan and yellow calfskin vest and that white San Fran Stetson, if we ever see him again, we'll know him. Right now, we'd better get over there and see what we can do for the fellow who's been shot.
Oh, boy.
Chad, that's him, Tex Cleaver.
He's as full of holes now as an accordion.
Look, his jacket's almost ripped off, and so's his shirt.
Somebody wanted that map and wanted it bad, and I guess he got it.
He got it? Who's he, Chad?
That fella in the calfskin vest who just ran off. You see there, one of Cleaver's boots is off. I'll bet you that $80,000 and 10 cents more, that's where Cleaver hid the map he stole from you, Whitey. In his boot.
Poor Jasper. But he's lucky at that. Breaking out, I'm surprised one of the prison guards didn't hit him.
Well, we're not getting any place standing here.
I guess the best thing to do is to pick him up and take him into town.
No, not this time, Cherokee. We'll tell the sheriff about it. Right now, we've got a trail to follow and a murderer to trap.
This is just a hunch, Chad. But once we get to town, I want to go in and see a fella called Nesbitt, if he's still around. If he hasn't changed any, he knows every owl, hoot, and gunslinger around here.
Now, what is it you want me to do, Nesbitt?
Just help me dig this money out where it shows on the map. And believe me, I wouldn't be cutting you in if I didn't have this slug on my shoulder that I got this afternoon after I caught up with Cleaver.
What's the deal? How do we split it up?
Why, 50-50, of course.
You know something, Nesbitt? You better make sure it's 50-50.
What are you talking about? I never waltzed on nobody.
Yeah? Well, I haven't seen Bat around today.
Bat? Why, Bat. Bat went up to Leadville. Yeah, I sent Bat up to Leadville on some business.
Leadville. Maybe you are right, mister. Leadville may be a good name for where Bat went. Now, look. I don't know what happened to Bat, and I don't care much. But I do know that if I help you dig out this money and you try to cross me up, you'll be going to Leadville, too. You'll be so full of lead, maybe they'll name you Leadville.
Confound you, Chuck. You can't come in here threatening
Nesbitt,
me.
Chuck, there's someone outside the window.
Who was it, Chuck? Who was at the window?
I don't know, but I'm blamed well going to find out. Nobody here now.
Maybe you were just seeing things, Chuck.
I sure was seeing things. Since I generally hit what I see, whoever was outside that window is probably headed for the doctors right now. Or maybe even the undertakers.
And now, Frontier Town.
Of course, we were fools. We were the only people who didn't need the map to find the cache of hidden money. But as Chuck had told Nesbitt, whatever he saw, he hit. And poor old Whitey came back with one hole right through his thigh. Knowing that if we took him to a doctor's, all our plans might be ruined once the news got out, we hustled Whitey up country and made him comfortable on a bed of moss and boughs. He was weaker than ever. But with the heart of a mountain lion, Cimarron Whitey hung on.
Nesbitt's got the map, all right, Chad. And likely enough, him and that gunslinger are on their way up into the hills now.
As long as Whitey seems to be holding his own, Chad, why don't we get the directions from him and see if we can't beat Nesbitt to the money?
Can you tell us how to get to the place where you hid the money, Whitey?
About 5-6 miles up that way. There's a little canyon full of cottonwoods and quakies. Turn left there.
Uh-huh.
About a mile down the draw. There ought to be a cabin. If it's not there no more, you'll have to see if you can find out where it used to be. Because exactly halfway between the house and the old corral is where I buried the strong box.
We'll find it, Whitey. Come on, Chad.
Just a minute, Cherokee. I want you to give Whitey your carbine, just in case.
I don't reckon I'll be needing no rifle.
I hope not, Whitey, because you're out on parole. And if you do manage to live and they find that you fired a gun, you'll be back in prison so fast it'll make your head swim. All right, Cherokee, let's go.
Well, this is the cabin, Chuck. Whoa. Blast it. My shoulder's killing me. You get the pick and shovel off your horse while I try to locate the place on this map.
You bet, Nesbitt. I'll get the tools.
It's a good thing that cabin's still there and the corral. This must be just about the spot Whitey marked on the map.
Here you are, Nesbit. I'll start digging while you rest your shoulder. But you better keep your gun handy, just in case.
If anyone even tries to follow us, they won't get very far. That's why I posted Lefty down at the mouth of the canyon. All right, Chuck, start digging. I can hardly wait to see the color of that $80,000.
Look, Chad, there's a canyon full of cottonwoods and quakies right ahead of us.
Too bad we couldn't have gotten up here in the daylight. With no moon, we're going to have a devil's own time trying to find that cabin and...
Cherokee, off your horse quick and play dead.
Well, now, I don't see how one bullet could have gotten them both,
And
but...
you're not going to see much of anything else after I get through with you.
Why, you double-dealing sneak!
Chad, look out! You're right against the rim of the canyon. Chad!
Stupid ape. He must have rolled right down to the bottom.
Who do you think it was, Chad? Someone else who was after the money that Whitey buried?
I'm sure I don't know. The only thing I know for sure is what we've got to do is get back to our horses and pray that we find that cabin before it's too late.
I sure ain't struck nothing yet, Nesbit.
It's gotta be there somewhere, Chuck. There's the exact spot that shows on the map old Cimarron Whitey drew.
Swinging this pickaxe is no cinch. And I'm getting
Just
tired
what
of...
are you men doing
What?
here on
What
my
the-
property?
Who are you?
I thought I recognized that voice. Ain't you Nesbit from down in Stampede?
Yeah, I'm Nesbit, but I don't know who... Well, I'll be jiggered. Blanche McCarthy.
Who's Blanche McCarthy?
The dame. The cashier who was in on the robbery with Whitey. So you're looking for it too, huh, Blanche? Well, you ain't gonna get it.
What are you talking about? Looking for what?
Look, you old bag of bones, it ain't gonna do you any good to play dumb.
I'm telling you I don't know what you're talking about. And what's more, this is my place, and I'm telling you to get off it.
Chuck, get behind her and let her have it with a shovel.
What's that? What'd you say?
Why, just telling my friend here that being in with Cimarron Whitey, you've probably got the dinero already.
I wasn't in with him. I had nothing to do with that robbery, and I...
Nice going, Chuck.
What do you want to do? Finish her off?
You loco or something? Pull trigger up here, and if anybody hears it, we'll never get that money. No. We'll tie her up and drag her up to her cabin. There's probably a closet there where we can hide her till we're through up here. And then we'll be in the clear. Come on.
Billy Blue Blazes, Chad, how much further can this cabin be?
I wish I knew, Cherokee. After 20 years, Whitey's memory of what a mile might be certainly isn't too trustworthy. Only one thing to do. Just keep knocking on these horses and hope we get there in time.
I don't believe he buried no dough here. I think...
What's that? Your shovel just hit something.
It did, Nesbit. It's a metal strongbox that shows you're a foot high.
Well, get it out, Chuck. Hurry.
There.
Come on, Chuck. Don't be so doggone slow.
There. I reckon I can lift it out now. Come on. Out you come. Wait. That thing is heavy.
Let's take it into Blanche's house where we can see.
Good idea. And don't forget, Nesbit, we're splitting this 50-50.
Sure we are. Put the box on that table, Chuck.
Now if I look inside the box. I think that's got it. Look at them greenbacks. It must be all I need here for the rest of my life.
But a dead man won't have no use for money, Chuck.
Hey, what?
And in a couple of seconds, that's what you're gonna be.
Why, you double-crosser.
Hold it. Don't move, either one of you. All right, come on, Cherokee. Get in through the window while I cover you.
Right, Chad.
Nesbit, the one with the gun's a lawyer. Come on, shoot at the lamp. Chuck, let's get out of here. Throw some lead, Nesbit. They're coming after us.
Chad, when that lamp broke, it set fire to this place.
Grab that strong box and get it outside quick.
Someone's banging on that closet door, Chad.
They must have locked somebody in this closet. Here, give me a hand.
But the money!
Good Lord, let that go for now. Come on. Lay into this door.
Merciful Providence, Chad. Look, it's an old woman.
All right. Help me get her out of here. Then we'll come back for the money if it isn't burned up.
All right, Chuck, this is far enough.
You double-crosser weasel. I got a good mind to bash your brains in.
You nitwit. Didn't you know I was just playing a joke on you inside? I wouldn't have shot you no more than I would have shot the old lady. It would have brought too many people around.
A lot of good that'll do us now. With them two in there.
We're taking care of them, too. With that cabin burning all around them, they can't stay in there much longer. And when they come out, with the flames behind them, they'll look like clay pipes in a shooting gallery.
Yeah, they sure will. And Mr. Nesbit, you better not miss.
Here they come now.
Open this way, Cherokee. Away from the sparks.
You ready, Nesbit?
I sure am, and this is the end of...
Nesbit, what happened? Where the devil did you...
Cherokee, there's someone out here.
I wonder who threw those 2 shots.
Well, I'll be blamed. Here are the 2 polecats who set fire to the cabin, and they're as dead as doornails.
From the looks of them, with their guns out and cocked, I'd say they were about to get us. I'd sure like to know who shot them.
Wait a minute. Here comes someone now.
Chad!
By the whiskers of the prophets, do you see who it is? Cimarron Whitey.
Chad, here's the carbine you loaned me. I broke my parole. Don't tell Warden that
Chad, is he...
He's gone, Cherokee. But he saved our bacon. Poor old Whitey. He was tough and bad, but he was one of the best of them. He died with his boots on. I know that riding double is no particular pleasure, but are you comfortable, Mrs. McCarthy?
It's Miss McCarthy, if you please.
Hey, when I see her eyes flash like that, Chad, I can see when Whitey fell in love with her 20 years ago.
And I can see why Whitey was still in love with her. Too bad that he ended the way he did.
Oh, it isn't really. No, I don't mean that Whitey wasn't a wild one and deserved to die that way. I just mean that, well, if he came back to get me, there wouldn't have been much happiness for either one of us.
I guess you're right, Blanche. His number was up weeks ago.
If you pardon my curiosity, just what were you planning to do with that $80,000, ma'am? Or miss, as the case may be?
I don't know. Billy Fellers owned the place Whitey stuck up's been dead for years now. Can't give it back to him.
Well, then, why don't you take it and buy yourself some Paris clothes, get all fixed up, and enjoy life for a change?
Chad, do you realize what you're saying? Now, if Miss McCarthy would care to invest a few $1,000s in my genuine Indian rattlesnake oil, I could promise her
Oh, no, I won't. I've run up against you medicine men before. No, I've lived my life. Can't change it now, but there's a lot of folks around Stampede who could use that money. Maybe I'll see that they get it. Yeah, maybe I will.
Well, Cherokee, are you going to let that money go just as easy as all that?
My boy, when I come face to face with someone like Blanche here, someone who's real folks, all the chicanery and that sharp little brain of mine seems to melt away and form a big lump in my throat. Hey, I must be getting old. Better get back to town before I get any older. Get up there! Get up!
Frontier Town, starring Reed Hadley and featuring Wade Crosby, is a Bruce Ells production. Story and direction by Paul Franklin. Music written and played by Ivan Ditmars. Be sure to be with us again, same time next week, for another action-adventure story with your favorite young Western star, Reed Hadley. And now this is Bill Foreman telling you that Frontier Town comes to you from Hollywood.
"73 years ago, May 22nd, 1953, Frontier Town, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Comedy tomorrow here on Classic Radio Theater, as we will hear from the Chase and Sanborn Hour, hosted by Don Amici, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, Dorothy Lamour, Mary Boland, W.C. Fields and Charlie have another run-in on that episode. That'll be a full hour tomorrow, along with the Fred Allen Show with Bing Crosby and Fred Allen and Bing's life story. And Fred and Kenny Delmar are there, as Portland appears to not make an appearance during this episode. And we'll have an episode of the Harold Perry Show, his one-season effort for CBS, after CBS signed him away from NBC, thinking he'd bring the great Gildersleeve with him. Well, he didn't. So they did another show, and it tried way too hard, and it fell way too flat. And you'll see why when you hear tomorrow's show. That's why it's third in the rundown. And we'll also have an episode of Blum and Abner and the Story of King Midas. That's also tomorrow. We'll have Blum and Abner a little later today, too, for the days off of Claudia. Now, on Sunday, we are going to have drama, as we have Charles Boyer and Mercedes McCambridge in a Screen Directors Playhouse production of Backstreet. We'll also have an episode of Night Watch, and we'll have a 1945 episode of Suspense, Herbert Marshall in My Own Murderer. Another episode of Suspense on Monday, and yeah, we have to do this one, because Monday is the anniversary of Sorry, Wrong Number, back in 1943, the very first production of Suspense and Sorry, Wrong Number, of what I believe is up to a dozen performances, more than that. I think on radio she performed it 9 or 10 times, and there's one additional rebroadcast late in Suspense's run. But also, in addition to Suspense on Monday, William Gargan as Barry Craig Confidential Investigator, The Little Old Lady episode of Lights Out, and The Whistler, the Charming Hostess. Tuesday, we'll have Fred Allen and Fred Allen along with Mary Livingston's husband in a 1946 episode that, if you have not heard it, you will fall on your hiney, King for a Day. Also, Jimmy Durante from 1948, Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve, and a 1948 episode of Abbott and Costello where Costello joins the Foreign Legion. On Wednesday, we will have Fibber McGee and Molly, My Favorite Husband, Jack Benny, and the Old Gold Comedy Theater. And then on Thursday, I Was a Communist for the FBI, Inner Sanctum Mysteries, The Adventures of Frank Merriwell, and Did Justice Triumph. And a week from today, we will have a Memorial Day program from 1942, along with Frontier Town, Gunsmoke, and Have Gun Will Travel. That's our week ahead here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Your support of the podcast is always appreciated. You can do that by going to classicradio.stream. Up next, John Dehner as Paladin in Have Gun Will Travel.
Americans have always been noted for their know-how. And you young men in search of a career, you can put this practical talent to excellent use in one of our nation's many engineering schools. At the present time, we need engineers. We need them to maintain our scientific and engineering superiority. So look to your future, to America's future. Plan now to become an engineer.
I've read this letter before, and I don't think I've read it around on a. If I have, I apologize. The memory isn't what it used to be. Like a lot of things aren't what they used to be. But, you know, we turned 70 in this month, so, you know. Richard, up in Chicago, wrote us this wonderful note about Gunsmoke and Paladin. And he said, growing up, I spent a lot of time at my grandparents'. My grandfather loved the TV show Gunsmoke. I didn't like it at all. In fact, when I first began listening to you, I would skip the show. But when I started listening, I realized the radio drama was much better than the TV show. To me, William Conrad is Matt Dillon. James Arness is the creature in the old science fiction movie The Thing from Another World. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it, as I think it's a good movie. We would watch Paladin when I was a child, and to me, Richard Boone, with his famous saying, "Have gun, will travel," was Paladin. But then I began listening to the drama on your show. John Dehner is such a good actor, he has captured that part. And now to me, he is the true Paladin. Thank you, Richard, for your thoughts. And Richard has done the Buy Me a Coffee thing several times, and I appreciate him doing that. You can do it, too, at classicradio.stream. But I want to say this about Have Gun, Will Travel. Have Gun, Will Travel started out as a television show. Richard Boone performed Paladin as he saw the character. John Dehner gives the character an entirely different coloring. And to me, John Dehner's great. Richard Boone's a great actor, was a great actor. But my goodness, John Dehner could do just about anything that was put in front of him and make it gold. Let's listen to this episode of Have Gun, Will Travel. This goes back 66 years, May 22nd, 1960, and the story of the Lucky Penny Mine.
The old man doesn't have long to live. If he learns the truth about his gold mine, it might be the end of him.
Have Gun, Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Dehner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carlton Hotel, headquarters of the man called Paladin.
Mr. Paladin.
Over here, hey boy.
Oh, Esau, didn't see you sit over in corner, slide down in chair, feet up on stool, smoky cigar. Like man with nothing on mind.
Do I give that impression?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're quite right. You see before you, hey boy, a man enjoying his leisure. Now, what can I do for you?
Oh, here. Telegram.
Thank you. Let's see. Can you get up here? Well, he doesn't waste words, does he? Signed, Matthew Penrod.
Oh, you know this man, huh?
Well, hey, boy, there was a time when I guess just about everybody knew Matt Penrod, or at least knew about him. Did you ever hear of the Lucky Penny Mine?
The Lucky Penny Mine?
Yeah.
No.
Well, anyway, it's up above Prescott in Arizona territory. Matt Penrod had prospected for years all over the West with no luck. And finally, he was down to his last penny. And the story is he flipped a coin. Tails, he'd forget the whole thing. And heads, he'd give it one more try. And the penny came up heads.
Oh, so? That when he found the Lucky Penny Mine? Did he make a big strike?
Oh, a big one. A lot of gold was taken out of the Lucky Penny. Then, poor Matt, the vein ran out. Overnight. Completely gone.
Oh, too bad.
Matt wouldn't believe the mine was worked out, and he kept pouring more money into the thing until, well, he finally went broke. And the last time I saw him, he was still there in that shut-down mine, digging around, looking for that lost vein.
Oh, he don't give up, eh?
No. Sort of sad, too. I wonder what Matt wants with me. Can you get up here? Well, I certainly can. Hey, boy, let's go pack.
When you need someone to do a specific type of job, you hire someone specially trained to do that job. After all, this is an age of specialization. What you may not know is that right now, there are about several 100,000 men and women who have received special training and are searching for employment. These folks, many of whom are veterans, have physical handicaps, which actually often makes them better able to fill specific jobs. They are all highly skilled because they have been taught to make best use of the physical and mental abilities they possess. Looking for help? Contact your state employment service and ask about physically handicapped workers. Employing the physically handicapped is good business.
The last time I had occasion to visit the Lucky Penny, it was a ghost mine. So when I arrived, I was surprised to see smoke pouring from the smelter stacks and to hear unmistakable sounds of activity. I rode on to the ornate old house Matt Penrod had built for himself on the side of a hill. He was waiting for me on a wide screened porch that overlooked the mine.
Paladin!
Hey, Matt!
Oh,
Well,
God, I'm glad to see you.
how are you, Matt?
Look at her, Paladin. Just look out there, going like a house afire. Come on over here and sit down, son.
Well, Matt, that sure is a beautiful sight, all right. Yeah. So, you fooled the experts. You found the lost vein, huh?
Darn this thing.
Tell me about it, Matt.
Well, like you see, with me in this here doggone wheelchair, got so I couldn't climb around my diggings anymore. Had to give it up. Yep, I had to call it quits.
Oh, not you, Matt.
Yep. Then one day this fella come along, said he'd heard about the mine, wanted to know if he could look around. I had him sized up for a real dude, but I said, sure, go ahead. Well, Paladin, if he didn't go poking around in them shafts and locate that lost vein.
Well, you always said it was there, Matt.
Yep. Sure wish I was able to get a look at her. And you know something? Know what this fella's name is?
Huh.
Penny. Joe Penny.
Joe Penny?
Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
Lucky Penny.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he come to me with a proposition to work the mine. He take over, we go shares. It's all right with me right now, 'cause I just like to see her going.
Yeah, I think I understand.
Just one bad thing, though. You remember Charlie Hodges?
Sure. The superintendent who was with you for so long.
Yep. Well, Charlie and this Joe just couldn't seem to hit it off. Couldn't work together. Wasn't anything I could do about it, Paladin. It just turned out that Charlie had to go.
That seems a shame.
Sure was. Sort of took the shine off the whole thing. But now there's something else.
What's that?
Our first shipment went out about 3 weeks ago, headed for the mint. But we lost it.
Lost it?
Yeah. Between the mill and the railroad, they tell me.
You mean it was held up, robbed?
So they say.
Have you called in the law?
No, I don't want the law in on this. That's why I sent for you. It ain't so much I want to know who did it. I just have to know who didn't. And I want you to prove he didn't have nothing to do with it.
Who?
Charlie Hodges.
Oh, Matt, surely you don't think that...
No, of course I don't. But they're trying to tell me he did. Joe Penny, some of them others pointing the finger at him. And I ain't going to have it. You get to work, Paladin. You prove Charlie didn't have nothing to do with it.
I don't think that'll be very hard, Matt. Will I have a chance to meet this Penny?
He ain't here now. Said he had to go east on a buying trip. I don't know. But you get to work.
All right, Matt.
Look at that mine, Paladin. Going like a house afire.
It was late in the day when I left Matt's house. But I decided to swing around and have a look at the mine. That wasn't easy. A high wall completely surrounded the place. I followed the wall until I found a gate. A sign said, "Keep out," but I somehow couldn't believe it. The gate was open. So I started through.
That's far enough. Can't you read?
Yeah?
It says keep out. That was your warning, mister. That shot was aimed over your head. If you show up here again, I'll send a bullet through you.
I see.
Understand?
No, but I hope to. Very soon. Come on, boy. A fortress mine was an unusual thing in that part of the country, and I began to wonder just how much old Matt knew about his lucky penny operations. The hotel in town was musty from its years of disuse, but it was open for business, so I checked in and went up to my room. I tried to figure just where to start to prove that Charlie Hodges did not steal the Lucky Penny's gold shipment. Yes?
Paladin?
Yes?
Remember me?
Charlie Hodges.
I happened to be in town when you rode through today. I thought I recognized you.
I'm glad you did, Charlie. Come on in.
Thank you.
I saw Matt this afternoon.
Oh, what'd you think?
He looks old, tired, but he's happy.
Yeah, he's happy. Maybe after all, that's what's important.
Well, go on, sit down, Charlie.
Oh, thanks.
Say, Charlie, Matt wants me to check that robbery of his gold shipment.
Oh?
Charlie, he wants me to prove that you didn't do it.
Well, that'll be easy. I didn't.
That convinces me. Do you have any idea who did, Charlie?
Well, as near as I can figure, nobody.
What do you mean?
I don't see how anybody could steal the gold. Because I don't see how there could be any gold.
Huh?
Oh, the Lucky Penny's worked out.
Oh, they're working the mine right now. Look out the window. You can see the fire from the smokestacks. They must be on a 24-hour schedule.
That's what's got me baffled. Paladin, I know the Lucky Penny like I know the inside of my hand. And I know a worked-out mine when I see one. That vein didn't just default, it quit.
Matt doesn't think so.
I know.
What about this Joe Penny?
Well, we didn't get along right from the start. But funny thing, he saw to it that I never had a chance to check out that vein he discovered.
But even helpless as he is, how could anyone fool an old miner like Matt?
Well, Matt isn't the man he used to be, Paladin. Besides, a man believes what he wants to believe.
You're right.
Say, did you ever meet this Joe Penny?
No.
Believe me, he's just a cheap crook.
Do you know what he's up to?
I think so.
Investment swindle?
Sure. He wants to make the Lucky Penny look like a going outfit so the suckers will want a piece of it.
And he had to fake the holdup to explain away why there's nothing to show for all the activity, huh?
Exactly. The worst thing, when he collects his boodle, he's going to beat it and leave the old man helpless. Paladin, I don't want to see that happen.
Well, we'd have to prove they're faking the operation. The only way to do it is get inside. I tried it, and I didn't get very far. What can we do, Charlie?
Well, Paladin, I've been thinking about this, and there is a way. There's an old tunnel starts outside that wall. It's been sealed off from the main shaft, but it won't take much of a charge to clear it.
Well, why don't we give it a try? Go out there first thing in the morning.
Sure, I'm willing. I'll have the dynamite with me.
How long since this tunnel's been here?
Oh, long time. Used to be the east portal before we abandoned it. I'll bet even Matt's forgotten about it. Hey, hold it. Here's where she's sealed off. Oh, give me that dynamite stick.
Here.
You got the cap?
Uh-huh. When you find your spot, I'll fuse it.
All right. Now, let's see. Well, about here'll make her fall, right?
All right. Won't they hear the blast up there?
No, not enough. You got her crimped yet?
Yeah, ready to go.
All right, now get back a ways. You better get down on your belly.
It's a short fuse, Charlie. When you light it, move fast.
Yeah. There she is.
Very pretty, Charlie.
I used to be considered one of the best powder monkeys in the West. Glad to know I haven't lost my touch.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
I was happy to remember that Charlie knew the Lucky Penny like the inside of his hand. It was all a bewildering maze to me, but somehow we eventually reached the main portal and we were able to look out on the yard where the mill and refinery were located.
Looks like we made a mistake when we figured to disguise ourselves in these miners' clothes.
Those men out there look more like Barbary Coast riffraff.
Never see such a bunch of plug uglies. Look, all those that ain't in the poker game have rifles over their shoulders.
Hey, you smell that?
Yeah.
What is it?
There's chlorine gas. They got that refinery running full blast.
Is there any way we can get over there?
Yeah, if we can make it past those rifles, we can duck behind the slag dump and get around the back way.
Come on. Take off that miner's hat. It makes you conspicuous.
Oh.
All right, come on.
We made it.
Yeah. Wonder why they have no rifle guarding this spot.
I guess he stepped over to take a hand in the poker game. Say, Paladin, I'm confused.
Why?
Well, some of that slag we passed is hot, like it was fresh dumped.
Well, that would mean they're going through the whole smelting process?
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't have to do that just for show, would they?
Well, I can't see why. Have you got your gun?
Yeah.
We'll have to shoot our way out if we get caught, but I want to try to get to that storage vault over there.
Where's that?
That iron shed, see?
Oh.
The heavy door on it? All right, come on.
Yep.
Hey, we're in luck. It isn't locked.
Ooh, Charlie, look at that.
Why, gold bars, real gold.
Hey, Maxie, look it!
Oh, they seen us.
Do we shoot?
No, better to run. Follow me.
Right.
Cigarette, have a Camel. Have a Camel cigarette. Have a real cigarette. Have a Camel. Have a Camel cigarette. Best tobacco makes the best smoke. Have a Camel cigarette.
If you're smoking more these days, but enjoying it less, change to Camels. The Camel blend of caustic tobaccos has never been equaled for real smoking satisfaction. Have a real cigarette.
Have a Camel.
Start to really enjoy smoking again.
The rifle bullets began to bounce all around us, and suddenly we had a whole army on our tail. I kept my eyes on Charlie's feet and ran around a slag dump, across the yard, and into the mine shaft, and then it was dark. And I followed the sound. We climbed up, slid down, twisted, turned.
All right. We can stop now. Taking a while to find us here. I used a shortcut.
You mean you actually know where we are?
Yeah, number 3 shaft. There's some storage chambers here, powder magazine, tools, things like that.
You suppose we could find a lantern?
I think so. Supply chamber's right down here. Say, Paladin, that was gold, wasn't it?
It sure was.
That'll be. That lantern should be here.
You really know your way around this lucky penny, don't you?
Yeah, I thought I knew all there was to know about her, but she kind of got me baffled now. Oh, yeah, here's one. Wait, I'll light it up.
Need any help?
No. There we are.
That's cheerful.
Say, Paladin.
What?
Look, this is general storage.
Well, what do you know about that? Why, there must be tons and tons of that stuff piled up in here.
I'll be gold watch case, gold ring,
gold loving cup, and gold chain.
Gold spoon.
Hey, look at this. Gold tooth.
Oh.
Hey, Charlie, all of a sudden the operation of the lucky penny isn't quite so baffling.
It is to me.
I sure have to hand it to Joe Penny. He had quite an idea.
Well, if you get this, you tell me, will you?
The way I see it, Joe is using the lucky penny to fence stolen gold. This must be sort of a clearinghouse for gold loot from petty thefts and robberies all over the country. Joe buys it cheap, runs it through the smelter, comes out legitimate. Nice, clean gold bars, acceptable to the mint.
What do you know about that? You think that's it, huh?
I'm sure of it. He's pretty smart.
Yeah, maybe not so smart. He got found out.
Yeah, we found him out, but right now we're in this mine with a whole army of his riflemen after us. We may never have a chance to prove it.
I don't want to prove it.
Why not?
Well, you know and I know that old Matt hasn't got many days to live. Can you imagine what it'd do to him if this story came out?
Well, you're right, Charlie, but we can't let them keep this up.
Yeah, let's just spoil their little game. Scare them off. Run them out. Paladin, the powder magazine's right over here. Load up with as much of the stuff as you can carry. We can start here with general storage.
A stick of dynamite sealed the entrance to general storage, and then we retraced our steps through the mine, blasting shut every tunnel and chamber where the loot was stored. The noise echoed and re-echoed, and the whole hill began to shake. And when we reached the portal, we saw the riflemen in full retreat across the yard. Charlie tossed his last stick of dynamite after them. As to a man, they went over the high wall. That evening, I called on Matt Penrod. I merely assured him that I was convinced beyond any doubt that Charlie was innocent.
And I sure thank you, Paladin. Of course, I know Charlie never done it, but I just had to prove it. I sure wish Charlie had considered coming back to the Lucky Penny.
Matt, what about this Joe Penny?
Oh, I had a note from Joe. That buying trip he went on, he ran into some sort of difficulty. He's going to be detained a long time. 2 to 5 years, he said.
Oh, I see. Well, I think Charlie would be happy to come back.
Be worth his while, the way things are popping at the mine. I guess I'm a silly old man, Paladin. But you don't know what it means to me to sit here on my porch like this, hearing them sounds at the Lucky Penny. Like this morning. Yeah, seems kind of quiet tonight, though. But this morning and all that blasting going on, yes, sir, Bob, I could tell things was really a-humming.
That's right, Matt. Things were really humming. Oh, Miss Wong.
Lisa, just finished cleaning your room, Mr. Paladin.
That's very nice.
Oh, thank you. You had nice breakfast in dining room this morning?
Oh, yes, I did. Don't tell anyone, but I had big steak.
Big steak.
3 eggs.
3 eggs?
Hash brown potatoes.
Hash brown.
And hot biscuits.
Oh.
Dripping butter.
My, you eat too much. You get pudgy fat.
No danger, Miss Wong. The only good meals I get are those here at the Carlton, and that isn't very often since I'm away most of the time anyway.
Yes, Mr. Paladin, Macy Wong found penny you leave on bureau dresser.
Oh, yes, that's a special penny, Miss Wong.
Oh?
Came in the mail yesterday with some very sad news. A friend of mine passed away.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful old gentleman.
Oh.
He remembered me in his will.
Oh, you inherit some money?
Yes. That penny.
Just 1 penny?
That's all. But it's very special. A lucky penny.
Oh, it's supposed to bring you much luck?
Maybe. We'll see, Miss Wong.
Yes, sir.
Have Gun Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced and directed in Hollywood by Frank Paris and stars John Dehner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hayboy and Virginia Gregg as Miss Wong. Tonight's story was specially written for Have Gun Will Travel by Ann Dowd. Featured in the cast were Ralph Moody, Joseph Cranston, and Joseph Kearns. This is Hugh Douglas inviting you to join us again next week when CBS Radio presents Have Gun Will Travel.
Yeah. Tempo Watch Repairs. This is the place.
May I help you, sir?
Yes, can you do anything about this here?
What is it?
Well, it's a wind-up radio. The crank's there on the side, but the spring's broken or something. Try winding it up.
All right. Never seen one of these before. A wind-up radio, huh? Let's take it to a radio repairman.
I did, but he said to bring it to you.
What do you do with it, anyway?
Well, I carry it around with me. Like to listen to Arthur Godfrey, Gary Moore, Art Linkletter, Bing Crosby, and Rosemary Clooney. They're all on CBS Radio each weekday.
I know. I'm partial to them myself. But I'm afraid I can't help you with the radio. Why don't you get yourself one of those little transistor jobs?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to. Well, thanks anyway. Oh, do you have the time?
Yes.
You know, that reminded me of something that I saw 30 years ago at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. They actually had a wind-up radio that was developed in South Africa. And the company that developed it used a spring. You would wind the radio up, and it would run for, I think it was 15 or 20 minutes. And, of course, they've improved it, and they're still producing them 30 years later for emergency preparedness. And not just radios, but lighting and other power for many of these areas that are off-grid. And I'm going to tell you that this radio worked for a very long time, and it's just kind of aged out. Spring still works, but I think there's a problem with the radio mechanism, and I'll have somebody look at it. Going back 66 years, May 22nd, 1960, Have Gun Will Travel, starring John Dehner on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, the final Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny.
Driving tonight? Then remember this. Most highway deaths are caused by two temptations, to cut out of line and to go too fast. Crossing the center line of the road is more dangerous than you realize. Statistics prove it. Excessive speed is just as dangerous as officials say. You can predict your own impulses, but you can never predict the other drivers when driving tonight. Drive cautiously, please.
71 years ago, the final brand new Jack Benny show. Now, they didn't know when they recorded this show that it was going to be the final Jack Benny show. That's why they all talk about what they're, they'll be back in the spring. The American Tobacco Company decided they wanted to focus their efforts on television and not on radio. And Jack, rather than changing horses in the middle of this stream this late in the game, decided to let the show go. The show would continue in reruns on and off for the next 2-3 years, but by 1960, Jack Benny was gone from radio. And you're going to hear our good friend Mel Blanc playing the role of the sound effects man, Twombley. Well, the real sound effects man on the show, Eugene Twombley, that was really his name. And Eugene Twombley would end up marrying a member of the show's cast that you'll hear today. And you won't believe who it is. We go back 71 years, May 22nd, 1955, for the final Jack Benny program.
The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that tastes better.
Light up a lucky. It's light up time. Be happy, go lucky. It's light up time for the taste that you like. Light up a Lucky Strike. Relax. It's light up time.
This is Don Wilson, friends, and I certainly agree. There's no time like right now to light up a Lucky and find out firsthand what real deep-down smoking enjoyment is. I mean the enjoyment that comes from better taste, because a Lucky tastes better every time. And the reasons why are world famous. First of all, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So fine, so light, so mild, it just naturally tastes better. And then something very important happens to Lucky's fine tobacco. It's toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones it up to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So right now, while the show gets underway, or whenever it's light-up time for you, be happy. Go Lucky. Enjoy Lucky Strike, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
For the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky.
It's
light up time.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the last Jack Benny show of the month. It's also the last program of the current series, and as a matter of fact, it's the last show of the season. So now I bring you a man I thought wouldn't last, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, I know that you're trying to be clever on the final show, but how could you possibly have thought that I wouldn't last? After all, a man my age is just in the prime of life.
I guess you're right, Jack. They've been priming you for 20 years.
Don, George Global. CinemaScope stomach. Now, Don, control yourself. But, you know, you may be right. After all, nobody can last forever.
You're sure working on it, Bub.
Well, I see we have another candidate for the unemployment insurance. You better watch it, sister.
Jack's right, Mary. He deserves a little more respect from us. After all, he's one of the pioneers in the broadcasting business.
You're darn right. Why, when I did my first program, there were hardly any radios in the country.
And darn few people.
Darn few people. Plenty of people when I started.
They may have had feathers in their hair, but they were people.
Mary, if I were Jackie Gleason, you know what I'd say? One of these days, pow, back to the May Company.
If you were Jackie Gleason, I wouldn't have to go back.
All right.
Oh, Jack, why are you so touchy? Can't you take a joke?
Certainly I can take a joke, but here we're doing our last program of the season, and everyone comes in and insults me.
I didn't insult you, Mr. Benny.
Huh? Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, sir.
Well, you see, Mary, Don, Dennis knows how to treat me with respect.
Certainly. I feel that when a man keeps you working all these years, he deserves respect.
Well, naturally.
A man doesn't get to be the star of a radio and television program unless he has ability and talent.
Thank you, Dennis.
No star can keep a loyal following of fans loving him through all the years unless he's an outstanding personality.
Well...
Can I go now, Mr. Benny?
Why?
I can't keep reading this stuff. It's making me sick.
Why did I have to let him go on? Why didn't I stop him when I was ahead? I should have stopped him earlier, like in 1946. Oh, well, it's the last show of the season. I won't be seeing him for quite a while.
Oh, say, that reminds me, Dennis. What are you going to do this summer?
Well, Don, I'm going to visit my uncle in Las Vegas.
I didn't know you had an uncle in Las Vegas, Dennis.
Yes, he's married and has a lovely wife and 3 slot machines.
Gee, Dennis, I envy you going to Las Vegas. I'd like to go there, but it's so expensive.
What do you mean expensive? Last time I was there, I got a room for $2 a day.
$2? Must have been an awfully small room.
Well, yes, it wasn't too large. As a matter of fact, it didn't even have a bath.
Jack, do you mean to say that you stayed at a place without a bath?
I didn't need one, Don. They cleaned me before I got to my room. Hey, say, You know, that's a funny joke.
It may have feathers on it, but it's a joke.
All right. Anyway, I'm going back to Las Vegas this summer and stay at the Flamingo Hotel.
Say, Mary, what are you going to do this summer when we're off the air?
Well, I think I'll just stay around the house, spend all of my time in the backyard and my garden.
Well, that should be nice. Here in California, you can grow some wonderful flowers.
I'm going to grow vegetables. I got to eat.
Say, Mary, that's smart, growing your own vegetables. Where'd you get the idea?
From the present Jack gave me last Christmas.
What'd he give you, Mary?
100 pounds of Vigoro. Gift wrap yet.
Now, wait a minute, Mary. I think you're going just a little too far.
That's right, Mary. How can you say such things about a man who's so nice, so generous, so nice, so generous, so nice, so generous, so nice?
Dennis, turn the page already. For heaven's sakes. Anyway, Dennis, time for you to do your song. And since this is the season's final show...
Jack, I think the sound man is trying to get your attention.
Oh, yes, he is. What is it, Twombley?
Well, this is the last show of the season, and all my relatives is listening in.
Well, that's nice.
No, it ain't. All they're hearing is people talking. They want to hear sound effects.
Look, Twombley.
A guy imposes on all his friends and relatives and gets them to listen to this program, and what do you hear? Yakety, 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 yakety.
Look,
You may not know it, but in Canoga Park, I'm a big man.
For heaven's sake, Twombley, there are sound effects at the end of the show.
Yeah, but all you got is ordinary ones, like a knock on the door, a telephone rings. I want something complicated that'll let me show my artistry.
But look...
I like them dramatic shows. Can't you do a show like a Tale of Two Cities? 'Tis a far, far better thing I do than I have ever did before. Goodbye. That's the guillotine.
Look, Twombley, we're doing a radio show, and you'll come in with your sound effects only when you hear your cue. So just keep quiet and listen.
Yes, sir.
Now, where were we? Oh, yes, come on, Dennis. Let's hear your song.
Of Spain, I adore you. Right from the night I first saw you, my heart has been yearning for you. What else could any heart do? Lady of Spain, I'm appealing. Why should my lips be concealing all that my eyes are revealing? Lady of Spain, I love you. Has been yearning for you. What else could any heart do? Lady of Spain, I'm appealing. Why should my lips be concealing all that my eyes are revealing? Lady of Spain, I love you.
good, Dennis. Oh, say, Malin Merrick.
Yes, Jack?
That was really a wonderful arrangement the orchestra had for Dennis's number.
Thanks.
I also want to thank you for the discipline you brought to the band. I've noticed during the last few weeks, right up to tonight's final program, the boys have been behaving much better. And they all... What was that?
Remley fell off his stool.
Couldn't quite make it to the end of the season. Well, isn't anybody going to pick him up?
No, Jack. We usually let him lie there during the summer. The rest does him good.
Well, okay, let him stay there, but I want him up when we go back on the air next fall, you see. And Malin, rub a little cheese on his face so the mice will keep him shaved. Imagine Remley falling off his stool like that.
To the rest of the world, it might have been Remley who fell, but in Canoga Park, they know it was me.
Not from that reading, they didn't. Now, look, Twombley, this is your last warning. I don't want any more talk from you. You're a sound man, so all we want out of you are sound effects when we give you the cue.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Malin, what are the other boys in the band going to do this summer? Huh?
Well, most of them are taking summer jobs, all except Bagby. He's going on a pleasure cruise to Hawaii.
Oh, Charlie's going to take an expensive vacation like that. Isn't he going to work at all?
What does he have to work for? He hasn't even spent half the money he got from that Brinks job in Boston.
Malin, how can you say a thing like that about Bagby on the air, even in jest? Now the police will come and get him. Twombley, stop that! And what are you bowing for?
Right now, they're applauding in Canoga Park.
Look, I don't want any more of your silly talk and sound effects. You just give us the sound effects on the right cue, and that's all.
Yes, sir.
Say, Jack.
Yes, Malin.
Since this is our last program, the boys in the band chipped in and bought you a little gift, and they selected Sammy the drummer to make the presentation. Come over here, Sammy.
Okay, Malin. Mr. Benny, on behalf of all the boys in the band, it gives me great pleasure to present you with this token of our esteem.
Well, thanks, Sammy. Thanks a lot, fellas. Let me see what it is. Oh, isn't that nice? It has my initials on it, too.
Yeah.
Just what I've always wanted. A monogrammed ice cube. Gee, thanks, fellas. And remember, at the start of next season, don't call me. I'll call you. Just wait. I think we better get on with the program. I want to leave early so I can get a quick start. Who can that be? Come in.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Why, Mr. Kitzel.
Mr. Benny, pardon my intrusion, but I just dropped in to say goodbye.
Well, that was very nice. And wait a minute. How'd you know I was going away?
Of this I was ignorant, but I know I'm going away.
Oh, really? Where?
I'm going to Europe to visit my relations.
Oh, that's wonderful. What country do they live in?
Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah.
Gosh, Mr. Kitzel, I never knew you were of Irish descent.
Just on my mother's side. Full-blooded, I'm not.
Oh, I see.
And then from there, I'm going for a full week to Paris.
Paris?
This is in France.
I know. Tell me, Mr. Kitzel, while you're there, you're going to see some of those Paris nightclub shows?
Ooh. I'm planning to go every single night.
Every night, but the whole show is in French. You won't understand a thing.
Mr. Benny, I'm going for looking, not listening. You know, this I understand in any language.
I know.
And then while I'm over there, and since it'll be summer, I think I'll swim the English Channel.
Swim the English Channel?
That's right.
But, Mr. Kitzel, you can't try a swim like that on the spur of the moment. You gotta train and train and train.
Keep right, now living on track 5 for Anaheim, Sosa, and Cook.
Now, Twombley, cut that out.
Amonga.
Now, look, that's the last straw. Another interruption like that, and I'll have you fired. And I don't care how strong your union is. I'm sorry I lost my temper, Mr. Kitzel, but this has been going on all day.
Oh, that's all right. I was just leaving anyway.
Oh, well, goodbye and bon voyage.
Thank you. Me Kiko McGuire was a man of fire, and he came from County Cork.
Now, kids. No use writing anything. They read anything they want. Now, kids, as I was telling you, I want to get an early start on my vacation trip, so I'm going to
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. Wait a minute. Hold it.
Oh, what is it, Don?
Well, before you leave, I want you to hear the commercial the sportsman and I have prepared for the last show.
Is it a good one, Don?
Yes, it's the boys' farewell to you because they're going to Europe.
Oh, to Europe, like Mr. Kitzel. All right, fellas, let's hear the song.
Bye-bye, Benny. We'll miss you, Mr. Benny. Dry that tear from your eye. When we're in London, we'll try not to walk in the fog. It's almost as bad as our own L.A. smog. Bye-bye, Benny. Thanks for the new halfpenny we have borrowed to spare. We'll buy some crumpets and tea. If the crumpets are for free, but somehow, Benny, we'll get by. We've got Luckies, those better tasting Luckies, and enough for our friends. We'll tell them Luckies are round and so firm and fully packed. A Lucky is made of that fine light tobacco.
Oh, I say, old chappie, you'd make me bloomin' happy if you'd spare a Lucky Strike, eh, what?
And every Frenchman would love to have a carton of those
better tasting Lucky Strikes.
Vive la Lucky!
You can travel in style. A Lucky keeps you smiling. It's the toasted cigarette.
That's right, Governor.
Light a Lucky. It's light up time.
Don, I must compliment you and the boys on that commercial. It was really swell.
Well, thanks very much, Jack. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, but don't you think it would have been even better if I had accompanied the boys on my violin?
No.
Don, why not?
Well, Jack, I don't like you playing your violin during the commercial because we sell cigarettes.
What's that got to do with it?
People can't smoke when they're holding their noses.
Well, another witticism from my chubby little chum. I suppose you thought that was funny, too, eh, Don?
Yes, I did, Jack.
Well, Don, at this point, I think it's only fair to remind you of that old Chinese proverb, which goes, and I quote, "When employee make joke about employer, then E soon find out that fire him." So watch it, kiddo. Dennis, what are you laughing at?
I just got it. People can't smoke when they're holding their noses.
Dennis, you're an idiot.
Only on my father's side. Full-blooded, I'm not.
All right. Now, everybody keep quiet. I want to call up and have my car sent around to the front of the studio so I can get right home.
Say, Mabel. What is it, Gertrude? Mr. Benny's line is flashing. Yes, Mr. Benny. Yeah, I'll tell him. Goodbye. So what does he want? He wants I should call the parking lot to let them know he's leaving soon so they can get his car ready. Well, ain't he an eager beaver? What's he in such a hurry about to get his car? He always does that. It takes 15 minutes to get the boiler hot. You know, Gertrude, I don't understand him. He's such a big star. Why does he drive around in such an old jalopy? Well, that's because he's so sentimental. Oh, he loves the car? No, he loves money. I know that, but I can't understand why he keeps saving all the time. Hasn't he heard that famous expression, you can't take it with you? He's heard it all right. But he thinks he's worked out a system to get around it. Well, how? He had a tailor sew pockets in his skin. Well, you know, everybody can kid Jack about being cheap, but I happen to know he has a generous side, too. What makes you say that? Well, the other night we were having dinner at the Sportsman's Lodge, and you know how most people only leave 10% of the bill for a tip? Uh-huh. Well, Jack insisted I leave 15. Oh, how nice. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Betty. The line to the parking lot is busy. I'll keep trying and tell him you want the car. It'll be ready by the time you are.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Gertrude. Well, kids, the program is nearly over, and it looks like we've come to the end of another season. At a time like this... Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
What is it, Rochester?
Nothing important. I just want you to know that I've got all your things packed and ready for your trip.
Good. You put in all that stuff in my medicine chest?
Yes, sir. I packed your nerve tonic, stomach tonic, liver tonic, blood tonic, and tonic tonic.
Tonic? What have I got that for?
In case any of the other tonics feel run down, that's what they take.
Well, Rochester, did you pack my new gray suit?
No, sir. It's dirty. I'm going to send it to the cleaners.
But I want to wear it tomorrow in Las Vegas.
But, boss, that gray suit doesn't give enough contrast with your golden curly locks.
Well, Rochester, what can I do? I don't have any other new suit.
I know, but you got other locks.
Well, all right.
Now tell me, Mr. Benny, do you want me to pack your brown spiked shoes or your two-tone spiked shoes?
I don't want any spiked shoes. I'm not going to play golf in Las Vegas.
I know, but if you win something, you'll want to get out fast.
Gee, I didn't think of that. Pack the brown one.
Yes, sir. And, Mr. Benny, I think you ought to get some new luggage. This bag you got here is old and it looks awful.
Rochester, I'll have you know that bag is genuine cowhide.
Oh, boss, this is cowhide?
Well, only on its mother's side. Full-blooded, it's not. Now, Rochester, I hope you memorized that nightclub act I taught you. As your agent, I've arranged for an audition for you at the Flamingo, and I think I can get you booked in there.
I know, and I appreciate it. Only
what?
Well, I read that contract I've got with you.
What about it?
Ain't I supposed to get the 90%?
Rochester, I'm putting the rest of that money away for you to use as a nest egg.
Well, push the hen off. I'm hungry.
Stop worrying about it. You'll get everything that's coming to you. Now, I'll be back as soon as the program's over, and we'll leave right after dinner.
Okay. Goodbye.
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 For heaven's sakes, Twombley, hang up the phone.
You told me you didn't want no more sound effects.
Well, of all the silly, go ahead and play, Malin.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but right now, here's a suggestion for you.
Light up a lucky. It's light up time. Be happy, go lucky. It's light up time. For the taste that you like, light up a lucky strike. Relax. It's light up time.
That's a grand idea for a pleasant Sunday evening at home, or any time at all when you want to enjoy a really great cigarette. Just lean back and light up a Lucky, because every Lucky you light is sure to give you better taste. And here's why. First, Luckies are made of fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Light, mild, naturally good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's fine tobacco, brings it to its peak of flavor, makes it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So right now, friends, or any time at all when it's light-up time for you, make it a Lucky, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Light up a lucky. It's light up time. Be happy, go lucky. It's light up time. For the taste that you like, light up a Lucky Strike.
Right now.
Light up a Lucky. It's light up time.
Ladies and gentlemen, although this is called the Jack Benny program, I'd like to say that its success is due to the competent people I have working with me, my wonderful cast, the great supporting players I have, my producer, my engineer, my sound man, my capable writers, my fine musicians.
How can you read that stuff? Doesn't it make you sick?
Good night, folks. See you in the fall.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, here's the true tobacco taste you've been looking for. Filter Tip Tarleton gives you all the full, rich flavor of Tarleton's famous quality tobacco, and real filtration, too. Filter Tip Tarleton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration and used far and wide to purify the air we breathe, the water and beverages we drink. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tarleton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
Well, it would be a few weeks after this show aired that the American Tobacco Company decided not to renew the program. And so the Jack Benny Show, just like that, disappeared into the ether with repeats for a couple of seasons in there as well. But it was basically gone by 1960. Now, we mentioned Twombley, Eugene Twombley. He really was a sound effects man, not Mel Blanc, but there was another sound man named Eugene Twombley. And interestingly enough, Twombley would marry Gertrude. You heard me. He would marry Gertrude Gearshift. Well, not Gertrude Gearshift. Bea Benaderet. They would get married in 1958. They would remain married until her passing in 1968, and he died 4 days after her funeral. The final Jack Benny program, as it was broadcast on this date 71 years ago, May 22nd, 1955, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, we'll head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas, and the Jot 'em Down store. See what's going on with Lum and Abner.
Instead of going down, the annual rate of polio cases in this country is going up. Instead of growing panicky with fear in the face of such an unwelcome fact, there is a way in which we all can join the Army which is fighting to check this trend and ultimately defeat infantile paralysis. We can contribute to the March of Dimes. Give today so that the 1952 March of Dimes will be the biggest ever and a really potent fighting force against polio.
All right, we're going to go back 91 years, May 22nd, 1935, for an episode of Lum and Abner.
Here we are, all ready to take you down to Pine Ridge for another visit with Lum and Abner, brought to you by the makers of Horlicks, the original malted milk. Folks, only a few days left to get one of Lum and Abner's big 8x10 autographed pictures. They've received so many requests that the supply is almost exhausted. So if you're going to get one, I suggest you'd better hurry. All you have to do, you know, is to write your name and address on the back of a wrapper from a half-pound or larger size package of Horlicks malted milk. Then mail the wrapper to Lum and Abner at the station to which you are now listening. They'll send you a photograph right away, and they certainly are worth having. They show the old fellows, you know, both in character and as they are in real life. There's good old Lum with his whimsical smile and prized mustache, and lovable old Abner, just as you've always pictured him, spectacles perched way out on the end of his nose. So don't forget, folks, send in tonight before it's too late. This offer will be withdrawn by the end of the week. And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday, Lum and Abner received a telegram from Squire Skimp stating that he had sold their hogs for them and that he would return to Pine Ridge today. Well, now that Lum is sure of receiving the money from the sale of the hogs, he's gone ahead and ordered the statue of himself to present to the citizens of Pine Ridge, and is having inscribed upon the monument, Lum Edwards, King of the Hogs. Well, as we look in on our old friends today, we find Lum and Abner down at the Jot 'em Down store, eagerly awaiting the arrival of Squire Skimp. Listen.
Granny, I just can't wait till Squire gets here.
No, me neither.
If he got to the county seat on that noon train, he ought to be out here any time now.
Yeah. I dog it, I bound you he's got his pockets just stuffed full of money.
Well, more than likely he got a check. You see, them big companies that way, they don't pay off in cash money.
Well, I just hope the check's good.
Oh, well, it'll be a good check, all right.
Well, if it ain't too late when he gets here, Lum, we ought to go right into the county seat this afternoon and get the cash on him.
Well, there ain't no rush. We can go in there tomorrow. There's plenty of time.
Be about our luck for that check not to be no count.
No, I wouldn't worry about that now.
Wouldn't worry about it?
Why, of course not.
You mean just let them give us a check that ain't worth the paper it's wrote on and not say nothing about it?
Well, no, I wouldn't want to just give them the hogs. No, I wouldn't let them pull a stunt like that on.
No, sir. We'll just get right on a train and go to Chicago and make them give us our hogs back or the money won.
Well, I doubt where we could get the hogs back by now.
I dog it, I'll get 'em back or fill that place full of pistol smoke one. Anybody that's low down and ornery enough to take a man's hogs and give him a no-count check, I ain't got no patience with him.
Well, wait a minute, Abner. Wait a minute.
I ain't gonna wait for nothing. I'm gonna get that money or know the reason why. Just 'cause we're off down here in Pine Ridge and they're up there in Chicago, they think they can put something over on us.
Calm yourself down, Abner.
I don't want to calm myself down. I worked hard all my life.
Abner, will you
sit
back down? Abner, sit back down in that chair. Juan, you're the worst feller to fly off in the handle I ever seen in my life.
Well, it's enough to make a man fly off in the handle. How in the world you can sit there and not get riled up, too?
Abner, just hash that up now. Hash up.
Blame him.
Got yourself worked up there till you're trembling all over. Just look at you. All over nothing.
Nothing?
Abner, you're going to bring another one of them sinking spells on yourself
blame her
now.
ornery
Just
hide.
wait a minute. Listen to reason.
I don't want to listen to nothing. I'm so dad blame mad I could jump clean out of my clothes.
Well, jump out of them then. Maybe that'll calm you down a little.
Just wished
You
I
ought to
had 'em here.
Be ashamed of yourself. Accusing them of giving us a bad check before we even get the check.
Well, you said that it was... Huh?
We don't know where the check's in account or not till Squire brings it out here.
Well, who told me that?
Nobody. You just got yourself worked up there to where you might not throw the transom over nothing. For all we know, Squire might have the cash money on him.
Well, I hope he had. We've had enough trouble with her dad blame check.
Whose check?
Why, that outfit that he sold a hawk. Just let it go.
Well, that's better. Now, just forget about it. I never seen you lose control of yourself that way.
Well, I've been planning so long, Lum, on getting that money from them hogs. I just
Wait a
couldn't
minute, wait a minute.
stand.
That's our ring.
I don't know, Lum. I'm just so nervous. I ain't hardly myself today. I don't
Well,
know
I'll
what
answer
to
it.
do.
I'll answer it. Maybe it's Squire.
Yeah.
Now, go over and douse a dipper of water over your head. Maybe that'll help you.
Yeah, my nerves are sort of jumpy.
Hello? This is Jot 'em Down store. Now, this is him talking. Oh, hello, Mr. Krause.
Oh, sauerkraut again.
You got what? Oh, well, fine. It'll be here tomorrow, huh? Well, when can I get it? Well, if you can put it up for me, I'll make arrangements to have the unveiling day after tomorrow, then. Yeah, I don't even want to see it till they uncover during the ceremony.
Yeah, I feel better now. That water helps me on camera.
All right, sir. You have it out here and set up by day after tomorrow afternoon, and I'll go ahead and make plans for the ceremonies. Ceremonies. Hey, you see, I'm going to present it to the citizens of Pine Ridge here. All right, Mr. Krause. I'll have the money for you when you deliver it. Fact is, there's a feller coming in today bringing me more money, and I'll know what to do with it.
He's talking about Squire there.
All right. Much obliged for calling. Goodbye. Goodbye. Granny's Abner. Mr. Krause says the statuary will be here tomorrow, and he can have it ready by the next day.
Well, good. I can't hardly wait to see it, Lum. I just hope it looks like it.
Oh, he'll look like me. I sent him a picture myself by the mail carrier this morning.
A picture of you by the mail carrier? What you want him in a picture for?
I said a picture of me by the mail. The mail carrier taking the picture into him for me. What's the matter with you today?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just still nervous, I reckon.
Well, why didn't you douse that water over your head like I told you to?
Why, I did. I forgot and drunk it, Lum.
Well, now, you sit right quiet there. I've got some figuring to do here. I've got to make arrangements for them unveiling ceremonies.
Yeah, what do they do at one of them?
Well, the main thing will be a speech from me presenting a statuary to the citizens of Pine Ridge. We ought to have somebody there to accept it, too.
Well, I thought you were going to invite everybody to be there.
Well, I mean somebody to make a speech. Thank me for giving it to them, all that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, who would be a good one for that?
Well, I'd just do it myself if I was you.
Well, I can't give it to myself and thank myself for it, too. That wouldn't look right. Let's see, Squire Skimp would be a good man for that. He's good at out loud talking, too.
Oh, yeah, Squire can get up and talk for hours just offhand.
Yeah, I'll see him when he gets to town.
Yeah, he's the man, yeah.
I'll bet you he'll be surprised to death when he finds out how important I'm getting, having monuments and myself and stuff like that around
here.
Well, now, let's see. I ought to figure out some way to let everybody know about it.
Well, why don't you just make an announcement over the party line?
Yeah. Sure, yeah, I can do that.
Why, sure.
And I ought to have a few hand circlers struck off and pass them around for them that don't hear the announcement. I want a big crowd there.
Well, I'll tell you what'd get more people out there than anything else, Lum, and that's to have something to eat.
Something to eat?
Yeah, a barbecue or something like that. Dinner on the ground.
Granny, that ain't a bad idea. Yes, sir, I'm a good mind just to have a big feed down there and pay for it myself. That's a good idea.
Well, all you have to do is just call up Clabe Foster and tell him about how many people you want to feed, and he'll have the whole thing ready for you. They always get him to fix up the eats for these auction sales they have around here.
Yeah, that's right. I believe I just called Clabe up right now. I'm glad I thought of that.
Yeah, if you get Clabe, I'll be there myself. He's the best barbecuer I ever seen. And that's something I know when I see it, or taste it.
Wait. Hello?
I do love barbecue.
Clabe?
Eat my weight in it.
This here's Lum Eddard.
Get me that England.
Yeah. Clabe, how much would you charge to fix up a barbecue for about 300 or 400 people?
I'm so hungry now I could buy it.
Day after tomorrow. That's the best you could do, huh?
Wish it's going to be tomorrow so I could eat.
Well, that includes everything, don't it? Bread and all that stuff.
That's right. I'll eat tonight, old pal.
Well, I believe I'll just let you go ahead and get that ready then, Clabe. Oh, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I reckon. Right in front of Dick Huddleston's store.
Yeah.
All right, Clabe, I'll depend on you then. Much obliged. Don't mention it. Goodbye.
He's going to fix it, huh?
Yeah, said he'd have a nice assortment of beef and pork and chicken for me.
Well.
Fix enough for 400 people for $50. That's 25 cents a head.
Well, that's cheap enough.
Yeah. See, I better make an announcement on the party line, start inviting everybody.
Yeah.
This is going to be the biggest day in the history of Pine Ridge, you know what, Abner?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give the fire alarm ring here.
Yeah, well, now be sure and tell everybody that you're going to have something to eat so they'll come.
Oh, yeah. Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Hello? Just a minute, everybody. Hold the receiver. I've got an important announcement to make. Step up here, Mr. Smith.
Huh?
I want to change my voice so they'll think somebody else will make an announcement.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Smith talking. I take great pleasure in extending a hearty invitation to all my friends to be present at the unveiling of a statuary of that great and noble citizen, Mr. Lum Edwards, King of the Hog, which will be held day after tomorrow afternoon out by the watering trough in front of Dick Huddleston's store. I'm going to make a talk just before they uncover the statuary of me, and I'm going to donate it to the town. Mr. Edwards has made arrangements with Clabe Foster to have plenty of barbecue there for everybody.
Well, for goodness sakes, Lum, look who's coming up out there, Squire Kim.
Well, good. I want every one of you to be there, and bring the children, too. Come one and come all, I thank you.
Well, you got back, did you, Squire?
Well, come in, Squire. I never was so glad to see anybody in my whole life.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon. I just drove in town. I thought I'd drop by here and make a settlement with you the first thing I done.
Well, good. I grant everything's turning out fine.
Well, it looks like Lum and Abner's financial worries are over for a while. We hope. Before we leave the air, ladies and gentlemen, I especially want you to hear about a letter we received recently. It came from a listener in Iona, Michigan, and it struck me as illustrating very clearly the value of Horlicks. Listen.
Since an operation 4 years ago, I have been unable to digest ordinary milk, eggs, or vegetables. It was hard for me to know just what to eat, to get sufficient nourishment and satisfaction. Hearing your announcer describe Horlicks tablets on the Lum and Abner program, I thought I'd get a flask and try them. Soon I was using both the powder and the tablet, and I've never been without them since. I sleep like a top, and my nerves are fine. The doctor certainly was surprised when I last visited him. Said he'd never seen me looking better. You can always count on me as a Horlicks user.
You know, we receive many letters like this, telling about the value of Horlicks tablets, proving their easy digestibility and how beneficial they are for persons who have difficulty in digesting ordinary foods. Literally thousands of such unsolicited letters are in our files. If your own digestion troubles you, get some Horlicks tablets from your druggist in either natural or chocolate flavor, and see if they don't make all the difference in the world in supplying needed nourishment. And now, about that photograph of Lum and Abner. If you haven't done so yet, send in your name and address on the back of a half-pound or larger size package of Horlicks malted milk, and you'll get one right away. Send your wrapper to Lum and Abner at the station to which you are now listening. Have you got that? But remember this, there are very few of these photographs left, so if you're going to get one, you'll have to hurry. This is Carlton Brickert, speaking for Lum and Abner and Horlicks, who now bid you all good night and good health.
By the way, if you talk to Ted at radiomemories.com, he has the entire run of Lum and Abner available fully restored. That's who we get these Lum and Abner restored shows from. Contact him, radiomemories.com. Tell him I sent you by. Such a deal he'll make you. Tomorrow, the Chase and Sanborn Hour, the Fred Allen Show, and the Harold Perry Show, along with Lum and Abner. And we'll see you tomorrow for more great classic radio theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.